Good morning, folks. Today on JD Gaming, I am going to go over each individual card type for Dave's Diabolical Showdown, or Diabolical Dave's Rumble Showdown, as it's properly pronounced. There are three types of cards in general. We have the Superstar cards. We have the Gear cards. Ring cards. Oh, sorry. And the Superstar cards. I had the two mixed up. Superstar, Gear, and Ring. So Superstar, Ring, and Gear. Superstars, they look like this. The red icon is your wrestler's style, and blue is what they're weak against. If they encounter a superstar with the weak against their weak icon, they get +2. We have move cards. Where'd they go? And they're done 3 different ways. If the move type matches your wrestler's style, which is in red, you do the strong. If the move is opposite your wrestler's style, which would be your blue icon, you would use the weak attribute, and then anything else you'd use the average. During your turn, you can do 3 basic moves, which, if I can get into the light here, this little hook thingy, that's a basic move, or it says up here basic. We have a signature, or it looks like eyeglasses missing thing. You can have 2 signature moves and a finisher. Let me see if I can find a finisher. And then, as it says here, finisher, or what looks like a full piece of something. Those are your moves. There's a lot of them. I'll just grab the stack as everything falls around me. Here's your moves. The circles require you to spend crowd points. So this would cost 3 crowd points to do your finisher of a powerbomb. A dropkick would cost you 1 crowd point. Crowd points are either a pop or a fire. Pop's the yellow, which is a face, and fire, which is a heel. And then we have styles. And then each style, your style. Technician, you're weak against a grappler. A grappler, you're all weak against a flyer. And it also costs crowd points to do something special per style. Well, let's take the flyer, for example. Cost 1 crowd point. Convert any strike or grapple move you have in play into an aerial move for this match. Brawler, pay 2. Once per match, pummel your opponent with a barrage of closed fists to get +4. or pay 1, defy the ref, keep punching, get an additional +2, and risk DQ for each use. And that's just an example of added bonuses you can do per style. We also have attire, which also costs crowd points to use. Head, feet, specific tights, attire, legs, head, feet, more head, body. So you have attire that covers everything. Showed you a wrestler. There's 3 titles in this game. There's World Champion, TV Champion, and National Champion. When you start your game, to get your 3 starting champions, you would shuffle your superstar deck and pick the top 3 superstars to be your champions. Moving on here, there's, like I said in my first video, very few people have watched it. There's a lot to go over in this, and this is the second video. I'm just going over each card type. I'm still going to go through the rules eventually. That might be a long one because I might actually read the whole thing to you. That might get mundane. But there's a lot to cover, and I think it's worth for someone to sit and read the rule book. Let's see. Drama cards can be played by any player on the active wrestler, including the active wrestler on themselves. During the drama phase, as the commentator is setting the stage for the event, other players have the opportunity to influence the storyline. So as you're starting the game, anyone can play a drama card. Let's take Sneak Attack, for instance. Hopefully tonight the light's better if I do a second video. Attack the player during their interview or when they play Cut a Promo. The target is injured, gets no crowd points, and their interview ends. If they played Cut a Promo, discard all crowd points on it and shuffle back into the ring deck. If you attack a face, get heat. If you attack a heel, get a pop. And here's Cut a Promo. Substitute your interview to play this card. Place 10 crowd points from the general pool on this card. These points cannot be stolen. Tap out once per event to move any remaining points from this card to your total. Remove this card from the game when no points remain. These dramas are pretty interesting there. Managers, as you progress during your career, you can hire a manager to help you by employing different abilities, distracting opponents, and being a reliable ally. Oh, son of a monkey. Got a funny joke for you guys. Any viewers want to buy me a new camera so I can do this someplace else? So, a manager you hire during the game. General Sam Rage, Vigilant. You can pay a pop to stop one weapon use in your match. When drawing a superstar, look at the top 2 cards. Choose one and return the other card to the top of the deck. If the superhero fires General Sam Rage, they discard their gimmick. Mr. Kobayashi. Redirection. Tap out once per event to remove crowds from your turn tracker. That's just 2 examples of a manager. One-shots. They're probably like quick action things. One-shots are single-use cards that can only be played during a match on behalf of yourself, another player in an active match, or to benefit a superstar. Follow the card's effects. So these are one-shot uses during a match. You have one shot. You have one shot for a face competitor and a one shot for a heel competitor. Now let's take a couple examples of just a regular one shot. Swift Justice. Stop a weapon during their match. DQ risk. The target on this card must roll for DQ. Not so fast. Stop a run-in during this match. For bad guys, effective hate. Get 2 heat from the event pool, +3. I don't know what these pluses are. Use the ring ropes to deal more pain or add in a pinfall, +2. Pull the tights. Hey, we got AEW on here. Yank the tights to gain an advantage, +2. I don't know who the bunny's facing. Let's see if I can find that on here real quick. The one shots. Mid-carders get DQ'd. Style points. So anytime your superstar faces the blue icon, your superstar gets a +2 bonus. One shots. When you play a weapon or one shot from your hand, draw another gear card face down to your hand. Yeah, there's weapons in the one shot category as well. Here's a face. Chant of support. Get 2 pop from the event pool, +3. Signature chant. Get +2 pop from the event pool, +2. Weapons. Trash can is a heel. Pulled off the curb and straight into the ring. +2, +3 for extremist. Player target is injured on a roll of 5 or 6. Sledgehammer heel. This 10-pound sledgehammer is hard to hide. +3, +4 for extremists. Player target is injured if a roll of 4, 5, or 6. So if you're an extremist, you get +4. If you're a regular wrestler, you get +3. Still trying to figure out what the pluses at the bottom mean. Yes, spending crowd points. You can spend crowd points on anything. What's next? We need to go over feuds. Sometimes rivals between wrestlers occur. Feud cards lead to multiple matches between the player and the superstar, resulting in extra rewards and culminating during the next pay-per-view. So if you have feuds, you get a whole bunch of special things. This feud is a special referee. The final match at the pay-per-view is a special referee match. The commentator is the ref and decides every DQ risk, no rolling required. That's scary. I quit. Signature and finisher submission move bonuses are doubled, and ignore the first DQ risk. Ace in the hole. The non-DQ winner keeps this card in play, not as a feud, and can challenge any champion in their tier at any event before any other player, even if another feud thus ending it. Superstar Challenge has no effect. Tables. Ignore DQ risks caused by weapons. If you lose by +5, become injured. Brawlers and Extremists get an additional +3. So it looks like the numbers up here change depending on what kind of match you're in. We went over that one, over that one. Our weapons, angles. Angles, gimmicks, a whole bunch of stuff. Angles represent storyline in the world of professional wrestling. The target of the angle card can be any player, including yourself, and can be played at any time by any player. Here's an angle card, injured. The target is injured until the end of their next event or match, whichever comes first. Tap out one move while injured. The bonus for this move cannot be used in a match, but still counts towards your tier. Title stripped. This card can only affect a player that holds a title. If the target is in a match, the match is over, they lose, and their opponent wins the title. Otherwise, Dave places the title on another superstar drawn from the superstar deck. And that is our dear old Diabolical Dave right there. One more. Signing autographs. I'll get 2 pop from the general pool. Swindle. Swindle cards are designed to break the rules of the game. Swindles are always attached to the card they apply to, can't be played by themselves, and can't be moved to affect another card. Removing the swindle returns the rules to normal. The affected card either gets discarded or simply loses any status it gained. So, swindle, this is my move. Attach this to any basic move you have in play to double its bonus. It's not many in this one. Extra signature. If you have at least 2 signature moves in play, you can play another signature move from your hand at no cost by attaching this card to it. Interesting. What's left? Gimmick. Gimmick cards add personality as well as special abilities to your wrestlers. I think I went over this, I'm not sure. Not of this world. Pay 1. Search the gear deck. Take the first signature move, aerial or strike, to your hand. For 3 points, play an additional signature move, aerial or strike. You get +2. Flag waiver, patriotism on the loose. The flag waiver has earned the right to challenge the national champion before another wrestler. Pay 1, double the bonus of any one shot you play for yourself in your match. And that has a +3 ticket. Well, let's see what the tickets say. Tickets. Like I said before, definitely worth sitting here and draining you guys of fun as I read the book. Let's see. That is a crowd point modifier. The ticket. So, flag bearer, there'd be 3. On the flag bearer, there'd be 3 additional crowd points at stake. Commentators. Event cards. Commentators decide what to do. On the back is the DQ. And it also adds more crowd points. She gets to decide if it's a no DQ, you get disqualified, or everyone gets disqualified. So, just over 20 minutes here. I have probably rambled on at this point. Probably made no sense to what I was saying, because I only went over a couple cards per type, but it just gives you a general idea of what they can do. This commentator does a backstage interview trash talk. I believe all of it's backstage interview trash talk. Yeah. Each guy's backstage interview trash talk, and then on the back. This guy used +4. Oscar likes to let things go. It looks like 3, 4, 5, and 6 is an ODQ. So this rep doesn't really care. So that's pretty neat. Let's zoom that in here. My zooming sucks today. That's, I believe, everything. I've covered all card types in this crazy wrestling game of Diabolical Dave's Rumble Showdown. So this is what you get. 200 and some odd cards in a box for up to 6 players and a nice size board to play the game. My other 2 wrestling games, we got WWE Raw Deal and Super Show. Super Show, we have 3 card types. Don't know how well you're going to be able to see these, but we got purple submission, yellow strike, blue grapple. And we also have 3 different types. We have a lead, a follow-up, and a finish. When it's your turn, you always have to play a lead card first. If you're the opponent, you can more than welcome play a follow-up as long as there's a stop on it and you meet the criteria. Like this one says, if your agility is higher than your opponent's agility, stop any grapple. So if your opponent lays a lead grapple, you can certainly play this and stop his grapple, which would end his turn. He would discard the card, and you would have the follow-up on. And then it's your turn. You have a follow-up in play. You can either play another follow-up, a finish, or a lead. But if you're going first, it's always a lead to start. And then you have your wrestler or character. And it has power, technique, agility, strike, submission, and grapple that you can go over. Each turn, you and your opponent roll. The person with a higher score goes first. So yes, technically you can always play and your opponent doesn't. But that's how it happens. Now, for a finish, let's say I lay this grapple finish. Okay. I get +1 to power, +1 to grapple. Your power is +1 for each spectacle card each player has revealed. I don't know what a spectacle is. I have not seen one. But I played my finisher. I have +1 to power and +1 to grapple. Bleep and bleep bleep. So if I roll a power, it would be a 6. If I rolled a grapple, it'd be a 10. So I would roll. Let's say I rolled a power. That's a 6. My opponent's going to have to beat a 6 compared to that with their character. So let's say they're playing the same exact character as I am, the other Steve. I rolled the power. It's a 6. They roll a submission. It's an 8. They kick out. All cards are discarded, and we start fresh, and you keep on playing. You get 3 attempts to kick out of a pin, or 3 chances to get out of a submission. Very simple game. Cards basically tell you what to do. Like, unfortunately, this one's a stop card. If you just played it on regular, you'd get nothing out of it. This lead card is stop any lead strike, or each player buries 1 card in their hand. And if this is a Ring of Fire match, your opponent flips 1 card. So I get to stop a lead strike, or I go to the other thing. You bury a card. So that's a multi-purpose card. So some of these are multi-purpose and some of these are not. But most likely, the cards tell you exactly what to do. And now we go to WWE. We have Superstar card. Gives you Superstar card value, which is 1. I forgot what that means. I haven't played this game in so long. Hand size, 7. That's your starting hand, 7. Some are 3, some are 5. That number varies depending on who you are. More than likely, you're going to play a strike or a reversal card. Fortitude and damage. Damage. So this card has 5 damage. So we're just going to ixnay the text right now. I play this card. Handspring elbow. I strike you. You don't have a counter. Does 5 damage to you. So I have 5 fortitude. So I can technically pay a series of strike next, since I have 5 fortitude. I'm going to do 5 damage to you again. So now I have 10. So I can play up to a 10 fortitude card. And that's how you do it. So if I damage you for 5, you're going to mill 5 or discard 5 from the top of your library to your graveyard. Once your deck is empty, I win the game. Back to Super Show. If you run out of cards in your hand and in your deck, you win. Not you lose. You win by countout. I know that is strange to hear, that you actually win a game if you have no cards. But in the rules, it's a countout and you win. Almost like any other game in the world, where if you have no cards, you lose. So compared to Dave's Diabolical Showdown, those two are easy. Raw Deal has a little bit of a learning curve because there's so much to it. Like unique cards, stun, and all that stuff. And then everything has a gazillion lines of text on it. You got to make sure to follow, like it's handspring. As a maneuver, can only be played after the card titled Irish Whip. So you can't even play it until you play an Irish Whip. As a reversal, reverse any setup card and end your opponent's turn. When successfully played, put 1 non-unique card from your ringside pile into your hand. That's a lot of taking for a card. But it says it right there. That's what you do. Simple. Dave's here. This is going to be... You're going to be sitting there with a rule book. I'm not dissing him. I'm not dissing Grimsteel on their game at all. I'm just saying this is one of the more complex ways to play wrestling for a card game / board game. I mean, I am very interested in sitting down and playing just to see how intricate this game goes. Super Show is simple. Read the card, lead, follow up, finish. You stop, you get a follow up. Oh, I can end this early. Turn 2. I'm going to play a finish. Let's see if I can beat him. Not necessarily. Raw Deal. Make sure you read the card before you play it. Some cards have you play cards first before they can be played. But on that, damage turns into fortitude. Damage also says how many cards your opponent discards when you hit them. And fortitude is how much damage you've inflicted during the game. And yes, it keeps following up every turn. All in all, there's a lot in this game. And I just grabbed my other 2 games because that's all I have currently. There's 1 or 2 more wrestling card games out there I haven't gotten into. But I decided for my second video to break down all the card types, even if they have multiple versions of it, like the one shot as heel, face, also weapon, that is also thrown in the one shot category. You got angle, feud, gimmick, drama, manager, style. Then you have moves, attire, You can swindle people. You got to rely on the commentators and the refs. So there's a lot going on, and I believe they've done a very good job at adding more fun to an already small pool of games. And I look forward to playing. And like I said, I'm going to banter you guys to death and read the rule book in my next video. I might not read it in its entirety, but I will go through some key points. Have a good day.